jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side, A-side, A-side. A-side official, no negotiation needed, period. Big shout out to the first in the building, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease on deck. Salute to your brother. I see you in the building. Hopefully all is well with you, yours, and the fam, man. You already know what it is. So for those of you that's coming into the building, do me a favor, click like, share if you so desire. You know what I'm saying? If you so desire, shout it. I'm gonna get a little bit more time for people to get up in here. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to get to a clip of mine that's a bit off topic from the main topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna do it as a icebreaker or whatever. Recently, there has been a clip that's circulating around of the GOAT herself making her round robins about a video that she was in. Now, the crazy part about it, when I go to some of these sparring sessions, the ones that really want you to record, they don't care. But obviously somebody was in there while she was sparring this Russian hater, as she called it, and he dropped her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying to myself, now, check this out. You wanted to spar and fight men, right? So you get in there with a 6-1 fighter that has since made you go viral for the wrong reason. Now, you can't be mad at people talking about it. You can't be mad that the video is out there. You can't be mad at none of that, because your effort was to prove to people that you can be the man. You can be the man. Here you have a 6-1 fighter, not a world champion, not a secondary champion, none of that. He's just making his way up the ranks, a prospect. And he caught you with a nice left out a combination. You know what I'm saying? He finished you up with a nice left out the combination. And this is the way it looked like.
No, but the guy I sparred, he was like a little Russian hater. He took the patent out of his gloves. I had whooped his ass on a Monday, and his coach wanted us to spar again on Thursday. But he caught me, but he didn't have no patent in his gloves. He know exactly who he is. Damn.
Yep. Oh.
See, for me, when I seen this footage come out initially, not this clip here, but she was saying that's the only way you're gonna hit me in the middle of the ring, because you know she know how to move around, be elusive on the ropes and so forth. You know, she could resist shield, she can box. She got solid defense. You know what I'm saying? She don't consider herself the GOAT for nothing. She has did what men couldn't do on the woman's side of the house, right? And she's earned her accolades, no doubt about it. But what puzzles me is that when you get to a point in your profession where you say, okay, I did all this in my profession, and you're Olympian, right? Not only just any Olympian, but a gold standard Olympian. You know what I'm saying? A gold standard Olympian, where you can say not one time, two time. You know what I'm saying? You have bragging rights for that shit. You get over here to the professional ranks, you're still fighting women. You're still building up your resume, all that off women. The competition that you have over there with your compeers, your counterparts, women. Now, at this point in time in boxing, they haven't per se, I don't want to touch on that. I was going to say, you know, they haven't really started to get biological men, who is grown men, that's transitioned over to women, to begin competing over there. They have in the mixed martial arts, and I know they have the other girl that's over there, but nothing on the man or whatever he is. They do have some small sprinkles that's competing in combat sports that you can consider, you know, a man. Not much though. Okay. I say all this to say this. That wasn't what she was dealing with. She haven't competed against them. But she had made it perfectly clear that whatever she's accomplished as a woman in a woman's sport of professional boxing, it obviously is not enough, because she's been trying to give the people impression that she want to fight a man. At one point in time, she said she'll whoop Keith Thurman's ass, right? So she goes in here and goes up against a guy that's obviously is not on Keith Thurman's level, and she gets dropped. She goes back and said that he removed the padding off the gloves. Now, you're sparring a man, and I think as long as you've been in boxing, wouldn't you have somebody check his gloves? I don't get that. Like, you just come up and spar and somebody can have rocks, brass knuckles in their gloves or whatever. No one's checking the gloves and sparring. I doubt it. I doubt that's the truth. Hell no. They checking gloves, especially when you got a male going against a female and they have beef with one another. You're just gonna let the man come in there with his own gloves and no one checking for security reasons, you know, to see if it's a fair game, to see if it's been, you know, the pattern's been removed and all that. It's just a part of that I'm not buying, man, because you was boxing him prior to that. You came back. Look, you came back to box him again, to spar him again. And you was talking trash to him, and then he caught you with a good shot. All of a sudden, he don't have no pad in the gloves. Come on, man. Like, you came back to spar the dude again. So what did you not do the second time that you did the first time? What didn't you do? Did you just feel that, you know, I can just go up here and throw some combinations with this guy, and, you know, I don't need to make sure my hands are up when I finish the combination? Obviously, the first time y'all sparred, you felt he was good enough to come back a second. He comes back a second, he drops you on camera. Who is that? Who is that recording though? Was me down? No recording. No recording. Okay, I heard you the first time. Hey, get him out of here. What? I mean, did anything? I'm just here for this. You're not following the rules. But she's in there sparring a dude. Obviously, somebody wanted that shit to be on film, and it was on film, and you get dropped. And then you want to say he took the padding out of his glove. That's a harsh accusation to make against somebody. You know, for as a man, if he was on some bullshit like that, then he ain't no good to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And you know, being he's a 6-1 fighter, you know, he's no good to begin with if that was the case. Because last time I checked, Carissa has 2 knockouts. So for you to come in there as a man and think you need to basically build up the advantage by extracting, you know what I'm saying, padding from your equipment, then you ain't no good. But I'm just saying, you sparred him before, and you felt it was good to bring him back, and you said he's a Russian hater. So you brought a Russian hater back to spar you again, and when you were shining on him up against the ropes and all that, you did that. But all of a sudden, when you get dropped in the middle of the ring, because he backed up and let you come out, he said, "Come on," and then he dropped you. All of a sudden, his pattern is gone. Okay, we got it. Just in case y'all didn't see it, give me your take on that.
No, but the guy I sparred, he was like a little Russian hater. He took the patent out of his gloves. I had whooped his ass on a Monday, and his coach wanted to spar again on Thursday. But he caught me, but he didn't have no patent in his gloves. He know exactly who he is.
Damn. Yep. Oh.
So my point, Carissa, is this question too, because you know I'm not a boxing trainer, manager, agent, advisor, spit bucket holder, referee, judge, commission, promoter, manager, shit like that. That's not me. But one thing I can attest to is that I've seen fighters who fought and sparred with worn gloves or padding removed. My question is, if the dude had padding removed from the gloves, was that the first time he landed the shot up top? Like, why wasn't your face swelled up? You know, if that, I mean, what round was that in sparring? Because what did he do? If he didn't have padding in his gloves the whole time y'all was sparring, then shouldn't you have stopped the sparring and say something ain't right? He hit me with some hard shots that he didn't hit me with on Monday, so to speak, or whenever they spar first. And you know, I'm feeling this a little bit more. And then her corner would have said, "Hey, your face swelling up a little bit. You sure? You know he got the same gloves." You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then also, what ounce gloves were you sparring in? What ounce gloves? Them gloves didn't look too big, first of all. So if you was up there trying to, I don't know what ounce gloves was those. I'm being honest, man. Them looked like some small ass gloves, man. They didn't look like no 12 or 14 ounce. Shit, them must look small as hell. So I don't know if somebody was trying to prove a point, but all I'm saying is, what round were you all sparring when this knockdown happened, and why didn't anybody say anything about it? That's all I got on that. I'm gonna leave that alone, man. I'm gonna leave that alone. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Big Blunts and Boxing, the GOAT on deck. What's good with the Blunts? Rebel on deck. Christopher on deck. I see y'all. She didn't like that left hook for show. For show. Streaks on deck. What's good? So recently, I'm just gonna start up on. We just witnessed, you know, Devin Haney pick up the WBC title. Now I wanna take y'all back a little bit to the 135-pound division, when, cause I was there for all of that. You know, I was there for all the hoopla and the hayla, and it's just exhausting. It's tiresome. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? When people use the same freaking angle every time they want to try to do something. Okay, so back at the 135-pound division when Teo was making his move, right? People were saying that, you know, Lomachenko dug Devin, which, you know, you look at barbershop conversation, that wasn't the truth. Rick Glaser pretty much said, hey, that's just facts, right? Because he did not fight for a title eliminated. He fought for what? An interim title. Okay, moving forward. Yeah, he picked up the franchise. He petitioned for it. And then he kept it moving. Okay, Devin picked up the belt. Okay, cool. We with that. Teofimo Lopez dropped out of the WBC tournament because him and his team was smart enough to know the shit wasn't going nowhere, and the shit crumbled. Pretty much went to bed from there. Teo defeats Masayoshi Nakatani, goes the distance, and then he goes and defeats Richard Comey too, and fights Lomachenko. Okay, fights Lomachenko, picks up all the belts. Right. The only one he don't have is freaking Devin Haney. This is when it comes to the back and forth, the verbal sparring like we've seen before. Of so-and-so's ducking, so-and-so. Listen, somebody that has the belts, anybody that has the belts, they have the leverage to do what they want to do. At that time, Teal was the man. You know what I'm saying? Teal was the man down there, and he can pick and choose who he wants. So I sat through countless amount of back and forth panels, just like the Bud and Spence situation with Teofimo and Devin, going back and forth. And, people was trying to insinuate that T.O. was ducking after him coming off a Lomachenko win. Now, granted, at that time, Devin's never fought nobody to the caliber of Lomachenko. He was still being criticized by many people and myself about his resume not being any higher than mediocre substandard. And that was a fact. I can show you myself. And I've always been on record as saying, okay, that's in the past. That's windshield wipers, man. He's done what he's supposed to do. But let me take you back a little bit. So let's look at Devin Haney. Hold up. So Teofimo Lopez fought Masayoshi Nakatani July 2019, right? So you go down to 2019 for Devin Haney, and he was fighting, the Zaire Abdullayevs and Alfredo Santiago's. Okay? I'm just putting it out there, right? That's just a fact. So when Teo gets up to fight Devin Haney, just came off a fight with Alfredo Santiago to November of 2020, of course, the pandemic, right? And this is the time where Teo fought a month prior to Devin Haney in October 2020 against Vasyl Lomachenko. All right? So with that said, we had October for Teofimo Lopez 2020 all the way to November 2021. All right. So when you go to 2021, that's when Devin fought Jorge Linares in May 29, 2021. And then he fought Joseph Diaz. Now, my whole point is, when Teo had the belts, he had the option to face whoever he chose to, or face his freaking mandatory. Once again, we're putting all the lies to bed because people want to act like Teo didn't do what he was supposed to do. He could have fought somebody else and had been stripped of the IBF, because the IBF be stripping cats just like we in Magic City. They be stripping them down. Goddammit, come off that title. We just seen what happened with Crawford, right? He got stripped of IBF on some other ties. But Teofimo Lopez had all them belts at the time. And people always to this day come up with the lame, trash-ass septic tank narratives that, he could have fought this person. Then how would you ever would have came undisputed? How? If Teo wouldn't have went the route he went, how would you ever would have came undisputed? Because if Teo would have fought somebody else besides Cambosa, he would have been stripped of the IBF title. And that would never off Teo fighting Kambosos. And then Kambosos, like I told people, he was looking to fight Lomachenko. Played a significant role, and Lomachenko have to be called to combat. And that's when Haney got his shot at Kambosos. And he did his thing for the Aussie double. He did his thing. But I'm trying to tell you, Teofimo, if it wasn't for him doing what he was supposed to do by fighting his mandatory, Devin never would have became undisputed like that. Just getting a shot all in one, one kit and caboodle, every belt with Kambosos. Come on now. Let's think about this. Teo did what he's supposed to do, which led to Devin ultimately up the line when Teo lost the belts to be able to fight Kambosos for the Aussie double, then come back for Lomachenko. I think when it all comes down to all praise due to Allah, that is one of those moments that you should praise him the most. Because the way he planned that out, for those of you who support that, it couldn't have worked any better. But when it comes to the YTC, all they doing was bitching and crying and talking about, oh, so-and-so ducking. It's the same shit is coming back around. The same bullshit. Nobody's not trying to hear that. Y'all niggas need to grow the fuck up with this slang terminology talking about somebody ducking. Ain't nobody ducking a nigga. Boxing is business, right? Boxing is business, right? It's all about the money, right? So therefore, Teo did what he's supposed to do. He fought his mandatory. Kambosos won all the belts that Teo had. Then which led to him fighting Devin Haney for the scraps. Then he was able to fight him twice. And then Devin was able to defend him twice. Now moving up to the 140-pound division. Let's look at the landscape. We have the Goodwill division of 140 at the present time. The Salvation Army, which is the WBA. Yes, indeed. And then we have the WBC, IBF, and the WBO. Okay? Now, let's take a look at the ducking aspect of this shit and how bogus it is and how the truth and lies in boxing. People rather go with lies rather than the truth. The truth is, if you was undisputed at 135, you moved up. Cool, you did something right off the back. You took a guy who's 34, 35. He about to be 35 in freaking January. You might well call him 35 years old, right? Regis Prograis, flat-footed. You kept mentioning yourself in the press conference. I'm just going down the line, y'all. You kept mentioning in your press conference that he got dropped, his last fight. But you all selected him. And it seems like you selected him. Why? Because you felt you can beat him. You basically seen his vulnerability. And you know that with Devin's speed, range, and his entire technical skill set, that Regis Prograis would be in for a long night. You know what I'm saying? So as we seen the fight play out, cool. We know what happened in the fight. It was tailor-made for the style that Devin had for Regis. Short arms, shorter fighter, lighter fighter. He got outboxed, outclassed, outperformed, period. Period. And then you have people up here bragging, right? That Regis only was able to land 36 shots. And basically that's lower than what De Los Santos was able to land against Shakur Stevenson. I say boxing social media is bored. They are extremely bored. Seriously, they are some bored individuals. So if you take that criteria, now let's put what the real scheme of the maneuver is. So let's just talk about what's public. All right, when Teofimo Lopez was talking about moving up, you know what I'm saying? I seen him in certain fights. He was having problems making weight. He stayed around too long, and he lost his titles. Okay, he didn't lose them on the scales. That's another blessing for Haney. He didn't lose them on the scales. Now, he didn't lose them on the scales. He lost them in the ring, right? So therefore, when you get a fighter that's did what he's supposed to do, which Haney did, Salute to him. He did what he's supposed to do. And then Teo did what he's supposed to do. He moved up after losing his titles. He had 2 fights, okay? But the routes, let's talk about the fork in the road, all right? Who was considered the best super lightweight fighter currently prior to Teofimo Lopez attending the division? It was Josh Taylor, right? Josh Taylor, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, defeated Jorge Ramirez, and he became the super lightweight undisputed. Come on now, let's get some credence to this shit. He was the man while Regis was there fighting other opposition and never got a second shot at Josh Taylor. That's a fact. Regis had to wait there like he's going to wait for this, any other belt to become vacant so he can sit there and fight again. He can fight for a title again. Because he's made it perfectly clear he's not moving up to 147. Just like he wouldn't entertain Maurice Hooker, after he was injured or whatever, and Hooker wanted to fight at a higher weight, and he said, no, I ain't going up there. Regis is adamant about not going up to 147 because he understands he's too small, okay? He don't have the Gervonta Davis mindset. Gervonta is a gorilla in a goddamn, you know what I'm saying, a compact package. You know what I'm saying? He believes that he can go in there and defeat the bigger man. He just have to find a way to do it. His killer instinct is different. But back to the 140 pounds layout. Teofimo Lopez went the route of the WBO. He fought 2 fighters. It don't matter how he looked against Sandor Martin. Okay? You have fights like that. Okay? He went in there and got the win, went in there and beat Josh Taylor, definitive. After I told people he was not going to look the same way he did against Sandor Martin. Boom. What did he pick up in that win? What did he pick up? Does he have the linear and the WBO? Okay, so he went and defeated the undisputed super lightweight champion who never lost his titles. He vacated them. Okay. Devin went the route of WBC with Regis Prograis. Because already know what's going on over there with T.O. He's doing his thing or whatever. But it was no talk of Haney and them moving up to 140 to face Teofimo Lopez. They didn't really make a fuss about moving up from 135 to 140 to face this man. They went the route of Regis. During this time, I never heard no Matias talk. I never heard no Matias talk before they went in there and fought Haney. I didn't hear any of that. Okay? I didn't hear any of it. It was just strictly on going in there, dusting off Regis Prograis, and that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? Masterful performance. Went in there, made it look easy. Or did Regis, was he the tailor-made style for that to play out the way it did? You can say both ways. The talent of Devin Haney and the lack thereof of Regis Prograis. Being extremely flat-footed and not having enough training to admit during the face-off that he don't use skills to win fights. He was telling you all. So let's not act like he's any different than Demetrius Andrade, which Demetrius Andrade could freaking box way better than Regis. But was he tailor-made to go in there against an opponent like David Benavidez? Hey. But listen to this. This is what I want to get to. Teofimo Lopez is sitting over there. Subriel Matias. We all know them 2 killers. Matias just came off a fight in November. Dude is a problem. I don't like bringing up Maxim Dadashev, but he did, inflict so much damage to the point where Dadashev ended up passing away outside the ring. And from my understanding, it affected Matias in some type of way because he's a fighter. He got respect for his opponents. But dude has a killer instinct that cannot be denied. He's not one of those fighters where you're gonna sit up here and try to land some shots on him. He is a killer. He's a big name. So when I heard the rumblings that somehow, some way, that it was a rumor going around about some $4 million, I'm like, huh? What are we talking about, $4 million? And let me let you listen to this audio that is floating around in the YTC, primarily from the usual suspects, that Subriel Matias turned down the $4 million. That's cap. I want to see big fights just like you, but when y'all capping, I'm gonna speak on it. Y'all just up here just lying, man. Listen to this audio right here.
What I'm hearing now, I believe that Bill wants to fight.
Bill said that he spoke to Peter Khan about the fight. If I'm not mistaken, Peter doesn't work with you guys. He works with Kambosos. Oh, used to work with Kambosos.
Who's Peter Khan?
So this person that they're talking to, this is LES News. Cite his video. So he's having an audio. This is audio to a person that is dealing with Subriel Matias, on the Subriel's team. And I believe it's his manager. I'm not sure. But the word was on the street is that all of a sudden Matias turned down $4 million. Now, check this out, y'all. This is after the fact that Shakur Stevenson had turned down whatever percentage that he was going to get at 135. Now, all of a sudden, the narrative is everybody's turning down. Everybody's turning down. See, Teo, he didn't turn down shit. He took the fight he was supposed to at 135. His mandatory. Now both of them are moving up. Now we got the same shit that was going on up there. He's ducking Devin. He's ducking Devin. Bro, what is this now that all of a sudden Shakur turns down, supposedly, allegedly, he turns down that offer, right? Then y'all move up to 140 and y'all beat Regis, but all of a sudden Matias is turning down $4 million. And then I hear people on the panel talking about he's ducking. Are y'all serious? Look, are y'all sanely serious that this man is ducking the smoke of $4 million when Bill Haney didn't even call the right manager? Do you think Bill doesn't have the information, doesn't have the resources, doesn't have the liaison network? Pay attention to this. Pay attention to the audio.
He's a boxing manager. He's been around many years. He has that Puerto Rican kid from Top Rank that won yesterday, Xander.
So he's talking about Peter Khan. Shout out to Peter Khan. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly, it was said that somebody over there contacted Peter Khan, who's not the manager of Subriel Matias.
No, he has nothing to do with our team, with our fighter. Subriel is managed by Pedro Cruz, and he's promoted by Fresh Productions, Juan Ivano Rango out of Puerto Rico.
So he needs to call them to get the fight going. So obviously you were with Devin when he was younger. You know his weaknesses. You know his strength. He looked great yesterday. He did what he had to do. He got the big win.
I know Devin's a great fighter, but I know Subriel has been battle tested. Subriel has been in wars. Subriel has been Subriel's been in prison. He's been shot. He's been stabbed.
Pretty much what he said. When you hear people talking about he ducking, man, stop it. Man, this dude, man, has been through some shit in his life. And you think you're going to get the same? Man, all we want to see is the fight. We don't want to hear all this ducking shit, man. Y'all niggas need to stop, bro. Y'all need to stop coming up with this same shit every freaking year just to carry over into the following year as if that's going to have momentum to bring the pen to the paper. That ain't going to bring no momentum for shit. All that is just going to goddamn continue to dust up the motherfucking airwaves over here on the YTC with some goddamn gossip rhetoric. The older we get, the more in tune and experience we get with boxing, it seems like these niggas don't want to freaking progress. People are always willing to say, okay, I got to build up a lie. I got to build up a lie. What lie can I tell? Lie can I tell? You actually think Matias will, turn down $4 million because he's scared? Do you think the team of Haney don't have the resources to know exactly who Matias' manager is? Why all of a sudden Matias coming off that fight in November that my ears are deceiving me? My ears never heard anything about Team Haney looking for Subriel Matias after he won his fight in November, dog. I never heard anything about it. I never heard say, yeah, we're going to go up here and we're going to dust off Regis. And then we immediately want Subriel Matias. But yet, no, you heard that Teofimo Lopez is supposedly selling a contract or some paperwork over there to Matias, and he wants to fight next year. And then all of a sudden, after they had to wait till after they win. Then it's like, okay, now all of a sudden, Matias turned down the fight. Let me tell you what's happening. What I think is happening right here with all this gibberish and this information don't make any sense. Cause me, I'm just more frustrated with the garbage. Like, it's not, it's been so many people that try certain things. Like, even at the lightweight division, all the lies that were spread about Teo, it didn't stop him from going in there beating Loma. It didn't stop him from going in there beating Loma. It was only like 3 people, including myself, that was going to YTC that thought he was going to beat Lomachenko, bro. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? I even went on people's panels to debate the situation. They couldn't handle it, so they called in the referee, the rebel, to try to goddamn get some help. But at this 140-pound division is a hot division, and I don't have the time stamps, but I said, Teo, why don't you just get off the belts, because he was having a hard time, goddamn making a fight to defend his titles, vacate the belts and move up. Because these niggas have to continue to chase you. And he didn't want to do it. He fought his mandatory. Okay, cool. And that's after winning the purse bid with Triller. He goes up to 140, beats Josh Taylor, right, in his 3rd fight. And then you have Devin that just beat Regis Prograis. And now all of a sudden, Subriel Matias he turned down a $4 million offer when his team is saying, you didn't contact us. So therefore, if you spoke to Peter Khan, now, we can definitely get him on the phone. If somebody is saying that they spoke to Peter Khan or something about a $4 million offer and they turned it down, it makes no sense. Because Peter Khan, I've spoken to him several times. He's not gonna play the game with you. He's gonna sound just like this guy that's a part of Team Matias, and he's gonna say, "Who is that? Who is he? This, that, and the other." No. We haven't, I don't know him, but we haven't received any information that somebody called us with an offer. And he's sounding genuine about it, right? And then you have to think to yourself, at this stage in the game, with all the paperwork that's been passed back and forth across the table, from Haney to other, you actually think he'll call the wrong manager? And if you called, how was an offer sent? Who on that side is so unprofessional that they will listen to you say, yeah, this is Team Haney, this Bill, or whoever call over there. I'm calling to try to make an offer to Subriel Matias. And then they're going to say, okay, what's the offer? And they don't manage the guy. They're not on the team. How does that work? There's no way in hell that you're going to get somebody to basically carry on a dialogue with you business-wise and say, yeah, okay, just send over the paperwork and we'll forward it to the actual team because we don't work with them. No, they're gonna say, no, you got the wrong number. We don't work with that fighter. I don't have their contact either. So how did so-and-so turn down a $4 million offer if the team was never contacted? It makes absolutely no sense, man. Y'all motherfuckers be smarter than this shit. Why y'all go around here and act like kids in a playpen, dog? Y'all don't want to get in there and just play around with little bouncy balls. Y'all like y'all still at McDonald's and shit, man, eating a goddamn Happy Meal for the first time. Oh, I'm just feeling so good, the bouncy balls. You didn't know them motherfuckers. Come on, man. They have an age limit. They don't tell you what's the age limit for playing that motherfucker, dog. Y'all need to grow the hell up. How can anybody at this stage in the game, at this level, when it comes to offers from another champion in the division, contact somebody and supposedly present an offer to someone because what? You didn't have a return phone call? I don't believe that. You don't have caller ID? So basically Peter Khan was called and they didn't have nobody to call back. When they heard the message on there, hey, this is so-and-so, we want to offer $4 million to your fighter, Subriel Matias. Can you give us an answer? They received no call back now and say, oh, he turned down a fight. How can somebody turn down something that was never presented to the actual team themselves? Somebody goddamn make that shit make sense, bro. That shit don't make no sense. It's It's stupid at the end of the day. It's stupid as hell.
Sounds like a cliche, but he's already been through things. It's not going to scare him. He's not going to be intimidated. He's not going to be struck by lights. So I mean, it's a great fight, and of course, I'm going to believe that my training, my things are going to work, and I know that Phil's going to believe that Devin's going to win, and that's how we should be. We should all feel we're going to win. If we don't feel we're going to win, we shouldn't get up in the ring, So it's going to be it would be a crazy fight, and it's going to be a fight.
Okay, let me tell you the scheme maneuver and where I think this is going. It don't take much to blow through the smoke on this shit. This is where I think this avenue is going. So Subriel Matias supposedly turned down a phantom offer of $4 million. Okay? Pay attention. Teofimo Lopez, he's still doing his thing. So they're going to say, Teo's not accessible. Teo's not accessible right now because he's retired. He's doing his thing. He's working on the back of a sanitation truck and all this other shit. So Subriel Matias and Teofimo Lopez is out of the question. So to make it seem like the process of elimination is leading into the WBA, you have Rolando Romero that's supposedly in retard recess. Okay? I don't know what you got going on, but they're trying to figure that out right there. That is ultimately the end game for the next unification. Because once again, it's a selection process on who's the easiest. Subriel Matias and Teofimo Lopez is much more the difficult fighter. If they choose to pick up another fight, in my opinion, would be the WBA because that's the more easy to unify. Now, from what I understand, that Devin had to strip down to make weight at 140, which I also have mentioned that these fighters are staying at a weight so long that if they move up to the weight class higher, it still may be a problem for them to make that weight because, when they was competing 2 weight classes higher anyway. But if you want to, do process of elimination and say, okay, what's another easy route to take? Regis Prograis was an easy route to take. Nobody wasn't going in here thinking Regis was going to blast through him. Timothy Bradley thought Regis was going to win. He was absolutely wrong, right? So you have Rolando Romero. Who doesn't think Rolando get beat by Devin Haney? Nobody is going to come up here and put all their money on Rolly. It's not going to happen. So that's an easy route for Team Haney if they choose to go the WBA route and then move up to 147. It just gives them one more opportunity to see what's going to happen with the Crawford Spence situation up there, being that Crawford is the unified champion now. See what happened with the rematch, and then see if he vacates the title. If the titles are vacated, then there you go again. It'll be okay. Let's move up to 147 while these belts are coming open, and see what happens there. You know what I'm saying? They have the WBC belt, so you know how giving the WBC could be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how good of a relationship that the Haneys had with WBC because I remember Mauricio Suleiman was trying to rename his belt the Pride belt. You know what I'm saying? Mauricio basically said, this would be a good opportunity to give Lomachenko the franchise belt and give people the rules and regulations that the champion cannot lose that belt. You know what I'm saying? The champion cannot lose that belt. He don't need to face his mandatories. And then when people start asking questions, he was jumping all around, hopscotching, and he need to change that shit up. So in the lightweight division, we end up having 4 freaking franchise champions. 4, right? But when it comes down to this 140-pound division, the 2 hardest fights is Subriel Matias and Teofimo Lopez for Devin Haney. Devin Haney saying, okay, Matias turned down the fight. If y'all believe that shit, I mean, y'all not just smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? You're not just smoking crack. You're doing some other shit. You goddamn inhaling some shit. Stay the hell out of Lowe's and freaking Home Depot. Y'all in between aisles, goddamn inhaling some goddamn fumes and stuff. Come on, you're not a true boxing fan. If you think either one of them fighters have a problem with fighting Haney, y'all sadly mistaken. The WBA is the easiest touch at the 140-pound division. The easiest, when I tell you. The easiest. Real talk. It's the easiest touch. Seriously. If you're talking about money, I mean, Ryan Garcia's made the point to say he want to insert himself into the equation, but they're going to have to pay Ryan. Because Ryan went up there against Gervonta and made the money he made. It don't matter if he don't have a belt or not. You're going to have to pay the man, period. You're going to have to pay him. So we'll see how this whole situation plays out, man. All I'm saying to you all, the listeners and the boxing fans, don't sit up here and believe this trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Like goddamn Bubba say. You know what I'm saying? This is trash. We go through the same routine all the time on this damn social media shit, where cats want to try to build up a fight, and the only way they can do it is create lies and forecast that shit into the motherfucking air and hope it become an airborne virus and it affects as many people as it possibly can. That shit is old. It never worked. You know what I'm saying? It just shows you have a rudimentary approach to trying to get people to understand if you support your fighter, you support your fighter. But you come with this damn elementary, rudimentary, goddamn caveman type mentality. It's just, oh, let's go back to when we was a kid and we used to lie and do little, small lies all the time. And the small lie when it comes to boxing media is what? Somebody's scared, somebody's ducking. Ain't nobody motherfucking scared, dude. I just don't like when any fighter do that. You know what I'm saying? It's any fight. It just don't have to be what I'm hearing from Devin, but stop the presses, bro. All of a sudden, Shakur Stevenson didn't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? That couldn't be it. Man, Subriel Matias, we didn't have anything else to talk about. We didn't hear anything else to talk about except Regis when you was moving up to fight him. When Subriel came off that stoppage, I didn't hear one iota from these same people that's up here swinging pom-poms. I didn't hear them say anything. Hey, word on the street, they're going to call out Matias. Word on the street, they're going to call out Matias. I didn't hear a hummingbird. I didn't hear shit. I did not hear this may potentially be the next fight after they go in there and fight Regis. If victorious, they want Matias. No, all of a sudden, hey, Matias, he turned down $4 million. And then get these niggas. Oh, so Matias, he don't want to fight. He ducking. Are you serious? Are you stupid? Are you just dumb, man? What the fuck are y'all niggas doing? Y'all some old ass line niggas. What are you guessing? What is the guessing game here? This is the angle that you're gonna take every single time. It's not gonna get you a fight. It's not gonna change a fighter who's already a champion. They're not gonna strip him of the belt because people up here trying to say, oh well, so and so offered this bogus ass phantom offer, but there's no evidence of it. But just because they said it on the YTC, that no. Try to stay away from the BBC, the bum boxing community. You hang out too close to these people who want to just bring up a lie every single time to boost someone. Man, come on already. Let's be honest, man. Let's be honest with ourselves now. If it ain't Tank ain't ducking nobody. Tank make more money than all these cats, man. How is he ducking anybody? Just because you use the word ducking don't mean you taking some money out his account. They laughing at your ass because ducking is not going to get you a contract. Ducking ain't going to bring you to the table just because y'all saying it. Oh, they ducking. I ain't never heard a bunch of grown-ass motherfucking men say ducking and all laugh at the same time. He ducking. Ducking what? Ducking the stupidity? Nigga's not going to bring any of these damn so-called call-outs. It's not going to do anything. Nothing. He's not going to do anything. Shakur didn't want to fight. Gervonta don't want to fight. Matias don't want to fight. Get out of here, man. Come on, man. You're talking about freaking fighters who are willing to fight, and you're talking about Shakur Stevenson, 2-division champion. Come on, man. Formerly unified at 130. It's not like he's coming up that empty pocket. He don't have no freaking medals on his chest plate. You know, T.O., we already know what he got in his cachet. We already know Matias got the IBF, but he's been battle tested. Dude is a goddamn killer, bro. He has an exciting fighting style that'll be tough for any fighter to deal with. The only one that has really proven to me that they wanted to fight Matias is Teofimo Lopez. He the one that put it up there and said, you know, I definitely want to fight, but let me give this injury time to heal, and I'll fight you. I want to fight this time 2024. Potentially Puerto Rican Day parade or whatever the case may be. You know, make that money. But to think that at this point in the game, that a team on this level, a championship caliber, would not have the correct contact information to call a fighter's manager to so-called allegedly present an offer to them of that magnitude and say, we didn't hear nothing back. Because you look, you couldn't have heard anything back, first of all. They know who you are on there. I mean, somebody could have picked up. Hey, how you doing? And you would explain to them, hey, we're so-and-so. We're calling for Subriel Matias. They would have told you immediately he's not one of Peter Khan's fighters. Who wouldn't have Peter Khan's number? It don't make sense to say somebody called, but no answer. So we didn't hear a phone call back. And it's all out here online that Peter Khan is not the manager of Subriel Matias. But we got people that's just up here talking to say, oh, Matias turned down $4 million. He all of a sudden turned down $4 million. Come on now. Come on now. This dude right here is an assassin, bro. This motherfucker, I've seen him defeat some favorite fighters of mine. You know what I'm saying? Some fighters who I like, rather, coming up. This dude is an absolute problem. And all of a sudden, him turning down $4 million is a talk of him ducking. So we got a whole lineup. You know what I'm saying? Shakur don't count no more because supposedly he turned down. Now Subriel Matias. Then next is gonna be that Gervonta Davis. Gervonta don't want the smoke or whatever. He don't want to do anything. And then it's gonna lead to the WBA. Don't go to the WBA. Don't prove me right now that y'all trying to take that easy out and go over there to the WBA, knowing that if it was Rolly that you was fighting, all right. You know, that's a tailor-made fight. What Calvin say? That's a tailor-made suit. Just like Regis Prograis, flat-footed, deficient in overall boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? Easy to be outboxed. Don't matter if he got a little power or not. Easy to be outboxed. Don't have the IQ to make adjustments to Haney. It'll be an easy fight. Period. Shout out to Mr. International Toby Bartlett. In the UK, during the Middle Ages, they had a punishment called the ducking stool. To stop people gossiping, maybe we need to bring that back. Hey, we need something. Or we just need straight up common sense there, Toby. Tired of hearing every time something come up, it has to do with so-and-so's ducking. What does ducking mean? To basically go underneath something, right? To go underneath something. But in the sport of boxing, the terminology is just say it's all about avoidance. I guess if you're going underneath something, you are avoiding it, right? But in this case, we're dealing with people on the highest level that know how to make fights happen. They have a team, right? They have a way to making sure the fact checking, make sure everything is good to go. And They get in contact with the right people. Don't try to convince WCS that you actually thought Peter Khan was the manager. He called, nobody answered, so you're gonna run with Matias. Turned down $4 million. Why $4 million, if anything? Matias has less attributes than freaking Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? Shakur has 2 divisions and unified at 130, and Matias has a championship at 140 in the IBF. He has less. It could just as well Shakur come up to 140. If y'all want to really make the fight, offer Shakur $4 million and see if he takes it. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to go with the 8 that was supposedly out there. I really don't care either way. I'm just saying that Matias is not a dude that's ducking anybody. So we should just do away with that shit because it's childish, bro. Check your IG. Another video dropped where he spoke on it. She went and grabbed the knife. I don't know who that is. That's crazy. You talking about Shields? I know she didn't go grab no freaking knife now. Hold on for a second. Okay. I appreciate that, Blunts. Appreciate that, brother. I want to see the best fight the best. Yeah, I just want to see the best fight the best. I don't care about no deals, no network deals. I just want to see the schedule. That's all I want to see. She was dizzy when she was doing that interview. Man, that's just not a good look, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why didn't your people check the glove and see if everything was okay? You're going to spar somebody you don't like. Come on, man. You think you should check the gloves, bro, to see if they don't have some knuckles, some brass knuckles, some contraband, some foreign objects? Come on, dog. I said on Thanksgiving, I'm saying it again. Teofimo's the only guy I see beat Matias straight like that. But Matias be punching. I just think Teo can disrupt that rhythm. No doubt, man. No doubt. I think it'll be a good fight between Teo and Matias. A very tough fight for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? Very tough fight, but at least just make it seem like, I want nothing to say about this if the Mickey Mouse Club just wouldn't all be so eager to jump in at their age and say, oh wow. So you did send an offer. Oh wow, that's unbelievable. Whoa. Who's his manager again? Peter Khan, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he turned out. I didn't hear anything. Oh shit, he don't want to fight then. Oh wow, I never would have thought he would have turned down Devin. He's scared. Man, come on, man. We older than that shit, man. Just make the fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? Now that you found out that was the wrong manager, contact the right manager. You know, hit up somebody who knows. Hit up Ellie, okay? Hit up ES News. He got the contact. Hit him up. Have your freaking team hit up the right manager. Don't come in here and tell me he turned it down if that's not true. Present the offer. Put it back out there at the right manager. Get them on the call. Say, hey, yeah, I know you've been hearing what you're hearing. We don't know if you want to take this $4 million. You know what I'm saying? Get back with us in about 48. Give you about 48 hours or something like that. 72. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what you think. Just don't get up here talking all this nonsense, bro. Shout out to Arnold Brown, man. I see you in the building. What's good? Victor Alvarez, what's good? What's good? Leg on deck, salute. Teo can get it done, though. Matias has been beat I would love to see it. Sounds like it actually might go down in June. Alleged Teal said he'd give Matias time to heal his hand. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? You know, I heard somebody try to say that T.O., that's the only reason that he gave him the offer. And T.O.'s up here saying, no, I give you time for your hand to heal. Because I originally had a date for February. I'll basically push it back. If you want to take the fight, give you a chance for your hand to heal. Come on, man. And people up there trying to say that T.O. was quick to try to jump on Matias. And Ati said, yeah, I got a fight date in February, but I can push it back if you want to fight it this time. You know? I mean, come on. What we saying, dog? Matias' team definitely confirmed T.O. reached out. I don't know why Bill got a pump fake. Dev already said he ain't want to go for Undisputed 140. The reason why they ain't going for Undisputed 140 because he can barely make the weight. He had to strip down. Devin had a growth spurt, man, or whatever it was. His body is growing into the frame that he has now, and that's natural for the human body. You know what I'm saying? It's not natural for anatomy, depending on what you take and what you eat. And I know he on a snack or whatever. But still, you have the nutritionist, you have the diet. Hey, it all works. It works out different for everybody. Everybody's damn physical anatomy is different. But Devin did look big in that ring. He looked big for 140, and he can definitely fit into a 147-pound frame whenever that time comes. But if they had to strip all the way down and having a little bit of difficulty making 140, then that's something they have to figure out. It'll be tough for him to go for Undisputed at 140. Very tough. T.O. Matias will not bring the money they deserve. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. T.O. is sponsored by Bud Light, right? And then, Matias has the Puerto Rican fan base. You know what I'm saying? I beg to differ. T.O. has his Mexican fan base, his Honduran fan base. Come on, man. That makes no sense at all. The money they deserve, what money they deserve. We don't know what money they deserve. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. This is another unification bout. You know what I'm saying? For Teofimo. So both of these guys are gonna bring that money in too. It all depends, man. He said style the Home Depot out. I'm just saying, man, they up here smoking some shit that's different. In the UK during the Middle Ages, I read that. Jessica on deck, how you doing, Queen? One love to y'all. They probably contacted Amir Khan. They up there contacting Amir Khan, bro. Come on, stop it, man. Hey, Amir, can you still make 147? Want to come up there and make you the first victim? I mean, opponent at 147. You good? You good? You don't have a problem with it, right? Yeah. I mean, I haven't made that weight in a long time, I mean, come on, man. But we need to get some fun. We need a knockout. We need for you to get knocked out again. We need to prove that, it's different. All I'm saying is, hey, this shit right here, to the people that's listening, do me a favor. Be extremely, intelligent. As much as I talk about this shit that's going on in YTC, man, this is goddamn, the way they contaminate the airwaves with these bias-ass narratives, which doesn't have no freaking truth to them. It's just lies. I can understand trash talking in boxing, you building up a fight or whatever. But can't we just do away with the same freaking routine? I mean, the shit's so old, it don't work. The format has never developed into anything. The format of criticizing another fighter has not stopped that fighter from going in there and competing. Nor did it have any type of influence on the results of the fight. The fighter that went in there and fought the best or proved that they was the better fighter won the fight. Period. All the other shit you talking about makes no sense, man. ducking shit. What type of value does ducking have to a fighter? If you say a fighter's ducking, does it prevent them to have their license freaking stripped or provoked? Are they put on suspension? Are they put on a shelf? It's fighters that actually turn down a fight, and you'll see them while they're not in the ring. You know what I'm saying? They'll be out of sight, out of mind. But that doesn't pertain to this. I'm saying the fighters that are up here at this level, that has somewhat of a decent following, whoever they may be. Do you believe that just saying they ducking, they don't want to fight this person, they don't want to fight, and just trash talk, is it going to stop them? Huh? Did it stop Shakur Stevenson becoming a 3-division champion? Did it stop him from becoming a 3-division champion? He came up as a 2-division champion already. He does have some leverage to negotiate. He's a 3-division champion right now. If the fight, I think he even mentioned that he'll move up to 140 to get that fight. But it gets down to a point where people saying, "Oh man, you know, the boxing is a business." So and so turned down $4 million. The $4 million, it doesn't seem logical if you basically made contact and reached out to the wrong freaking team. Who rejected the offer? How can somebody from a totally different team, has nothing to do with Matias, reject the offer? And once again, I tell these people that's always putting it out there, why didn't y'all screenshot something? Where's the audio at? Where's the audio that they turned down the fight? Just put the audio out here. Because some of these people's integrity, man, is not where it's supposed to be. You can't sit up here and believe these motherfuckers. You can't do it. You can't sit up here and say, Matias turned down the fight. And people say, oh, well, I guess he ducking in. It ain't like the nigga's going to fight in January. He just got out the ring this year. The fight probably, if that fight was going to happen, it probably wouldn't happen to May. Period. And then, of course, I go back to it. Once again, look up the videos. Prior to this fight, prior to Devin Haney fighting Regis Prograis, after Matias defeated his last opponent, did you hear anything about people doing videos? Find a thumbnail that they was up here doing videos that if Devin beat Regis Prograis, they automatically calling out freaking Matias for a fight immediately, knowing that he was nursing a hand injury now. $4 million, and now all of a sudden we want to say that he turned it down. He didn't want the fight. Like this dude is some chump. Like that's a dangerous fight for Devin. That's a dangerous fight for Teo. Teo's a dangerous fight for Matias. I mean, all these three right here, from the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO, all dangerous fight for one another. It's dangerous fights. Whether you want to play around and do the same shit you was doing at 135, and you want to say everybody's ducking you, man, come on, just keep it moving. 147, whoever it is, I want to see fights. At the end of the day, if you want to see the best fight the best, then one thing I look at with the Haneys, you can't keep holding everybody responsible for the deal you took to go over there and get the belts, because ultimately that deal is going to make you millions anyway. Everything worked out in your favor anyway. From Teo fighting Kambosos is mandatory if you really want to look at it. But to say that, okay, we took a shitty deal, and for everybody else to know that you took a shitty deal, that's why they taking shitty deals, it's not going to happen with the likes of Tank. You know, it's not going to happen, bro. Tank them don't care nothing about, you know, what type of money you took. All he can tell you is what type of money he earned. You're not going to be able to play that game with Teo. He's not gonna sit up here and say, you know what? I guess it's not gonna happen. Matias is not gonna play those games with goddamn taking freaking pesos for shit. You have to let that shit go and negotiate a fight that everybody want to see, and let's see it go in the ring. That's it. Don't make everything about, oh well, this person don't want to fight, they duck. Why? You know, we find out shit all the time where fighters get a low ball ass offer, but yet it's out there to say, oh, they didn't want to fight. Hell no, they didn't want to fight. Because the money wasn't right, bro. Real TV, what's good? Salute to you, brother. No doubt. Appreciate that. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Gumbo. And look, I don't have, like I say about Bill. Bill is the one that's out here in these YTC streets. He does what he does, man. But, you know, if it's something that I would speak on that don't make sense to me, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? People act like, okay, now we on the wave and all that. Bro, my wave haven't changed. I still got T.O. beating Devin. That's just me. It don't have nothing to do with me and Devin. I still got Teofimo Lopez beating Devin. But peep this out, though. It goes back to what I said the other day. And that was dealing with Coach of the Year and Fight of the Year. You're not blind to understand where I'm coming from with this. When you look when you look on the ring, okay, the ring pound for pound list, they have Devin in front of Gervonta, just one slot. Sort of like the way it used to be with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. You have Gervonta Davis at number 8 and Devin at number 7. Okay. Being that he didn't defeat anybody on the pound for pound list, they have him right behind Errol Spence Jr. Right behind Errol Spence Jr., who has one loss on his record. I don't know the criteria on none of that shit. I don't know the criteria. I don't know the criteria for the pound for pound list. But I'm saying Lomachenko shouldn't be on this. He's the only one that's on the list, truth be told, with no freaking belt. All right? I don't know why there's this infatuation with keeping Lomo. Lomo shouldn't be on the list. But to say that, and this is what I don't like straight up, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to, you know, Bill gonna talk his shit though. I don't like it. I don't like this particular angle that you choose to say Crawford fought a weight drain Spence. When in fact, him and Devin pretty much had the same sequence going on. Devin was depleting down to 135. It was tough. And Errol Spence was depleting 147. It was tough. Both of these guys was competing in the division where they had titles. They had titles. He stayed down there long enough to fight Kambosos twice, Anna Lomachenko, and move up. Errol Spence stayed at 147 long enough to tell us, after he beat Udinas Ugas, what? Crawford, I'm coming for the MF and belts. So, Bill, why would you even go there with the angle to try to prove validation that you and your son should get, you know, training and fight of the year based off downing another black fighter? I don't get it, bro. I mean, you're up here criticizing another black fighter that's doing everything the right way he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to devalue. But if someone critiques or have constructive criticism for Devin, you want to call him a bitch-ass nigga. But you're up here saying that he fought a weight drain Crawford when Diddy James has already been on record as saying his weight didn't have nothing to do with it. That's his trainer. That's his trainer. That's Spencer's trainer. He said it didn't have anything to do with it. So for you to get on here and say, well, he be the weight drain Spence as if he didn't do anything, that's foul. That's bullshit. So I'm saying don't get mad when people criticize Devin on this boxing shit, because you'll talk about, you know, supporting blacks and all that, but yet you'll turn around and criticize the shit out of black fighters. I mean, you'll put them on ultimate blast, bro. Ultimate blast. Which makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to try to say, okay, my validation is Look, Errol Spencer's still on the pound for pound list, bro. He was there when Crawford fought him. Undefeated. Regis already had one loss to Josh Taylor. It wasn't like he got a second chance prior to stepping in there with Devin to fight Josh Taylor for the scraps. No, he had to pick up and fight when he vacated the WBC. So to say that all of a sudden y'all the face of boxing is hilarious. I mean, you still got Canelo Alvarez up there, bro. You still have Terrence Bud Crawford up there, bro. You still have the one that they love. They love across the waters, man. Ohio gozaimasu, Naoya Inoue. They love him. You're not going to be above this dude. He's about to be two-time undisputed. How you the face? Look, he's about to be two-time undisputed in a short list with Terrence Bud Crawford. That's in a different division. That's at the 122-pound division now. The man moved up from bantamweight, unified bantamweight, and fought for 2 titles with Stephen Fulton. Now he's going immediately over there to fight for the next 2 titles of the fighter who fought MJ and beat him. Y'all got some landscape to cover, bro. I get these people up here talking about, oh yeah, he should be fighter of the year, bro. Look at what Inoue may possibly move in front of Crawford because favoritism and how they like the Japanese fighter or whatever. But once again, that fighter that he's fighting was never on the pound for pound list. Crawford beat Spence was on the pound for pound list, period. Look how many world champions Crawford has beat. Come on, how can you be the face? Look how many world champions Canelo's defeated. How can you be the face of boxing? Stop it, bro. Man, what are y'all doing, man? Y'all just want to get on here and act like y'all casuals? Oh, man, let's just say he's the face of boxing. He's the face. Man, come on. Gervonta Davis said it, right? And y'all shut the man down. Y'all shut him down. You just mean you're the face of boxing. Yeah, I'm the face of boxing. I mean, y'all shut him down. Y'all shut the man down like it was nothing. But this man's on pay-per-view. Every one of these big dogs, they have their own way of being on the hierarchy that they're at right now. You know, if it's Crawford, if it's Canelo, Inoue, you know what I'm saying? If it's Tank, they all have their lane on which they're freaking traveling. They all have their crown, you know, well, not their crown, their throne that they're sitting on at the top. You know? So y'all have a lot of landscape to cover. For real. You're not gonna be able to play that game with Tank. Y'all not gonna be able to lowball him. Y'all know that shit. You're not gonna be able to lowball him. So if y'all moving up to 147, cool. Go get that scrap. I don't have no problem once Crawford vacate the shit. Or I would be impressed if y'all just say, hey, Crawford, we want to go up there and fight you. Just like Teo said. Teo said he wanted to fight Crawford. Go up there and call out Crawford, man. Don't play. Come on now. You just defeated a 35-year-old fighter. Come on, Bill. Go up there and call out Crawford. Just don't say you want to go to 47. No. He the face of boxing, right? Crawford is top pound for pound. What better name to have on your resume than to go up there and fight Crawford for 3 belts at 147? I think that really should be what's on the thumbnails. Devin Haney calling out Terrence Bud Crawford at 147. After he fights Errol Spence, he's going to come back down and fight Devin Haney. That's the fight of the fights. That's how you catapult yourself to a whole different thing. Go test your boxing IQ against Terrence Bud Crawford, goddammit. Go take that test. You fighting an old man, goddammit. It's like 30, right? Come on, man. Come on. That's what you need to. That's what you need to do. Come on, the young line moving up, fighting the old line. That's what you need to do, big dog. Crawford's 36 years old, and in 2024, he'll turn 37 in September. You know what I'm saying? So that's the perfect time. That's the one y'all should be building. Not the fact that y'all presented Subriel Matias with $4 million, he turned it down. No, you really want to get your name buzzing. I'm kind of seeing how the energy works here with the thermostat now. At least Teo's willing to say, I want to go up there and fight Crawford. At least he's able to put it out there. But I don't hear that from y'all, bro. I don't hear y'all. I hear y'all over here just creating some gossip. Call out Crawford, bro. Like everybody else. Mario Barrios, some called him out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to call out Crawford. Boots, everybody. Call out Crawford, man, and say, hey, my next fight won't be at 47. I want to fight with Crawford. You can make that fight happen. Crawford's a WBC. You're the WBC. Oh, my God. That's a fight of all fights. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all need to make that shit happen. Stop playing. If y'all having problems making weight at 140, call out Terrence Crawford so we can really get this shit buzzing on the YTC. Call out Terrence Crawford. Say, that's the fight we want. It's time. Go ahead. Go in there and get that work, man. I want to see the best fight the best, bro. Yes, sir. If you go up here and defeat Terrence Crawford, do you know that just takes you to the welkin, the idolatry of boxing? That places you in the pantheon, man. Your throne. It would be glittering, shining, sparkling. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nobody couldn't tell you shit. You just went up there and beat Terrence Crawford, welterweight unified champion, 2-time undisputed. You won't have to ever worry about not being the A side on negotiation no more. Anybody that's close to them, make sure you pass that word. I appreciate it. I mean, if you really want to make, you know what I'm saying, a dust devil, just put that out there. You know, call out Terrence Crawford. Don't call out Boots, because Boots would be a problem too now. Boots would be a problem too. I'm just saying, if you really want to go for everything, if you want to go for the whole freaking pot of gold, fuck the leprechaun and goddamn call out Bud Crawford and say it's time to step up. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney needs to get his monkeys to clean up the false fake narratives he putting out there. No doubt, man. No doubt. I mean, since there's so many monkeys out here that was hating, I mean, come on, bro. Come on, just call out Crawford and let's make this shit happen. If not, let it be known that Subriel Matias did not turn down no $4 million. That's cap. Let's not act like Matias is not an assassin. You know what I'm saying? Peter Kahn is not his freaking manager. Nobody. Peter Kahn is not part of his team, period. So don't sit up here and believe that hype, that cap, those lies, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. But in 2024, I think at 140, this unification is must-see TV with Teofimo Lopez and Subriel Matias. You know what I'm saying? That's another big fight in 2024. Real talk. That's another big fight. I can't speak on any other big fights because it don't seem like we kind of have a date. Like, I don't think Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is one of the biggest fights to look forward to. Why? Because of the shambles that he left the community in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still have people that still are in rehab, even though they are they used to be in the facility. Now they doing it from home base. They haven't recovered from that shit yet. And they think that just because you're going to 154, I think that division is not high enough. They should compete at 160. I think the next fight for Spence and Crawford, if it happens, should be at 160. Because you have people like Bill talking about he was weight drained. So if he was weight drained, goddamn, you know, put some info out there and say, why don't they have a fight at 160? So they can make sure he's not weight drained. So he can balloon up to like 175, whatever. It could be way enough weight so we can get the Spence that was facing off against Crawford in Beverly Hills prior to their first fight. The one that they say, Crawford looked like Spencer's little son. Yeah, his little son beat that ass, huh? Yeah, that's what we need to say. They need to fight at 160, just so all the Spencerholics, you know what I'm saying, the pro Spence fans, just so they wouldn't go out here and have another excuse as to him, you know, having problems making 154. We don't want to hear that shit no more. We don't want to hear that. Shout out to James on deck. I see you. Salute to the WCS in the chat. Salute to you, bro. But yeah, all that pound for pound stuff. I mean, yeah, I mean, he can put on the pound for pound, but was Regis on the pound for pound? Like, I mean, he's a 2-division champion. I don't know the criteria, but it is what it is, man. Multi-division world champion, it is what it is. When Teofimo defeated Lomachenko, he was like ranked number 2 pound for pound. So that's different. That's different than fighting Regis. You know? And then fighting Lomachenko is different, bro. Anybody who say it ain't, then you ain't trying to see it for what it is. Kambosos was never considered on the pound for pound list. You know, just off him beating a ailing freaking Teofimo Lopez. I mean, come on, bro. That man that came off 2 split decision wins prior to stepping in there with T.O., man, come on. Stop it. You're not going to get any freaking, you're not going to get any credit for that. You know what I'm saying, Kambosos, but you did beat him. I'm talking about for him beating Teofimo Lopez, but you will get credit for, you know, winning the titles in the Aussie double and defending them over there, which was tough. And then defending against Lomachenko, which I thought Lomachenko won that fight, to be honest. But it is what it is, man. That's where we at with it. It's a minute 30. I mean, an hour 30, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling and everything. Let me see. Yeah. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Continue to support the channel. And always remember, Spence Rather, no chance. Look, physically matched up, 1-on-1, I give Errol Spence no chance of beating Crawford. If you're talking about a fixed fight with a referee and the judges involved and all that, yeah, I give him a high percentage. Real time.